Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. Listen, if you're tired of burgers and you're just not hungry for burgers and you really want some good dim sum, don't go to Wendy's for old-fashioned hamburgers. Go to Wendy's for old-fashioned dim sum. So, here we go. Speaking of Wendy's, I am bringing you Higonokami, number 5. I brought you the number 3 a long time ago, but then during a giveaway, Samurai Bird, B-Y-R-D, check them out. Samurai Bird ended up getting one of these as a giveaway, and before I was able to send it to him, I put it in my hand and said, "That's sweet. It's so much bigger than the 3." I said, well, now somebody has to send me one. So I got sent this Higonokami number 5, and it is awesome. You have a steel friction folder handle with a 3.6 inch blade, satin finished, and you have a 5 1/4 inch total length from the flipper with a 4 3/4 inch handle. That's pretty much all the specs on it. Thickness, I'm not sure, maybe 2/16, somewhere in there. It's not too thin, but it's really nice and thin for pocket wear. This thing is awesome as far as pocket wear. And being a friction folder, remember it doesn't lock, so you're not going to do things generally going this way because you don't want it to close on you. They come razor sharp. You will cut off a finger. These are cutters. All day, every day cutters. I don't want to cut that. It was important to me. So I'm not a paper cutting guy. You guys know that. But this thing is sharp. It is freaking sharp. How sharp? Let's find out. So this is one of those knives where when I got the smaller one, I got a Kanatsune, which I freaking love, and I got a Higonokami around the same time. And the number 3 is, obviously it's smaller than number 5. They go up in size by number. I believe number 5 is the biggest one, but when I got that number 3, I said, holy crap, this is awesome. And I ended up carrying it a lot. I put it in a car, different things like that. This one's going to go on my Harley. I really, really like this. I thought there was like a little thing on the blade, but it was just humidity. I thought there was like a little stain, but it wasn't. I really, really liked having it. I like using the smaller one, and I think this one's going to get even more use because the size just generates itself to being a user. You know what I mean? It's going to be able to cut more. I got more cutting distance on the blade, on the edge. Make sure them dogs are still there. Let's do some 4-foot drops. Look at that. The balance on this little guy is good. You notice how it didn't snap closed? It's a friction. Yeah, it doesn't lock, but it's a nice tight friction. If I do this, it's not going to close on my hand. All right, let's do that one more time. We got a bunch of wind, and it's still kicking up. Let's do a couple hard downward throws since our fingers aren't going to be in the way. Man, did you hear that ting? That's pretty sweet. Look at that. I hit it hard, and that's as much as it closed right there. Any wobbling? No, it's pretty good, man. These things are built pretty darn well. I really, really like these. It's kind of like almost like a reverse Tonto tip. Really, really nice. Kind of like a sheep's foot, and pretty sweet. Let's see. We got some growers over here. Let's see. It's a grower, not a shower. Let's see. Look at that. I swung hard to see what I would get for closure, and that's as much as I got. So let's see now. I'm going to put my thumb on it, and look at that. Through the stock, through the big, thick stock, everything. You can see how juicy that stuff is. All right, so we did all that. Let's do some testing here on this edge and see what we got. We're going to do a push cut on the 1/2 inch nylon rope, and it goes right through. It's small, you know, obviously it's very narrow. I choked up on it and gave it a little push, but it cut. It cut. Now, it's not a chopper, but let's see if I can hold it way in the end. We'll see if we can do any kind of damage to this cord. And I'm not getting the leverage I need, but it cut straight through all the rubber. I wonder if we can cut through the copper and all that business. Oh, yes, we can. I don't know where that part went, but I was able to saw straight through that. There's all like the metals there. Let's see what kind of damage we did to this edge. Oh no, Higonokami. Now I don't need to buy a new one because it's still perfect. All right, so it works. It just freaking works. Let's see. Oh man. It's got such a great profile that, I mean, the curls you're gonna get out of this thing. Now remember, this is gonna be that utility knife that you keep around, and it's gonna be that perfect knife for doing things just like this. You can use this as a striker for your ferro rod, and you can use it for all of your wood shaving needs, to feather stick and things like that. So it would be a perfect camp carry along to go with that big knife that you're going to use to do all your big knife tasks, and it's still going to be able to do all your small knife tasks. Speaking of small knife tasks, let's get some notching going on, because if you are going to be making tent spikes or pit spikes or any kind of fishing tools, you want to make sure that you are going to be able to notch. Let's turn it into a Lincoln log notch there, the old square notch. And bam, just like that. And you don't realize how important it is to be able to have a good notch when you're putting things together on a campsite that you don't need to move, that you really want to secure. That kind of stuff is really freaking important. All right, we're going to give it a little downward stab, not cut off any fingers, and we're going to hold it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's making hair. Holy Moses. It's making hairs. I mean, you can go to the barber shop and take this crap up off the floor. That is really, really sweet. Let's do some pull cuts. Oh gosh. I mean, the control and the side grip and the thin pieces that I'm getting off of that are just crazy nice. I mean, man, any wider and I'd be making myself some, what do you call those little yellow pieces of paper that have the sticky on them? Ooh, man. Look at this. Look at this. This knife is sweet. I mean, pure beauty. Pure freaking beauty. Now, it is not a chopper. It's not designed to do this, being a friction folder, but it's nice to know that it can do it. It can, but this is where you're going to get your bread and butter out of this guy right here. Look at that. Look at that. That is sweet. So if you're looking for like a little pocket knife, if you're looking for a friction folder, especially something no frills, no bells, no whistles, this could be your knife. Uh-oh. I dropped it. I was going to throw it, but I dropped it instead. Oh, that's right there on the edge. I am not backing up 5 yards with this guy, that's for sure. There we go. All right, so did you even get that in there? Well, it was in there. So the Higonokami, it's sweet. And the good thing is if you get some loosening at all, you can put your rivet down with a little hammer and just give it some taps. It'll tighten right back up. This one, still good. Still good after throwing it, which you're not supposed to do with these. But this is going to go into my Harley, in my little bag, and this is going to ride with me all freaking over the place. Because I know if I need to cut some hose or anything like that, if somebody breaks down and I got to help them out with something, that's going to be the knife that's going to do it. Or if, you know, somebody gets stupid and there happens to be a Bigfoot wrist that needs to come off, because you never know when Bigfoot's going to attack you when you're riding. You want something good, something that you can rely on. This is something good, something I can rely on. I love these little knives, man. I freaking love these little knives. So, I mean, it's going to be a short video because, I mean, what can you do with it besides show that it cuts? It cuts, it does its job. Just like me, I came out here and I did my job. So that's it for this one. Higonokami #5. This is a sweet little friction folder. If you are a collector of of old school folders, especially friction, like Jersey Knife Guy. It's not New Jersey Knife Guy, it's Jersey Knife Guy. And all the time I call him New Jersey Knife Guy. But if you look him up, it's Jersey, just Jersey Knife Guy. And he is a well-spoken proponent of old school blades, especially friction folders. Mostly like you'll see a lot of case and Rough Rider stuff like that. I think he would love one of these. So Jersey Knife Guy, get yourself a Higonokami. Sweet. This one is going in the bag. So is this video. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.